Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. We are going to be trying something out a little bit different today. I have decided to start building a couple brawl decks. Want to check this out just for the hell of it. I really miss Commander, so this is the closest thing I can get on Arena. Unfortunately, my Moto account is so old and I haven't played it in a long time that I don't even want to attempt going to Commander there. So we're just going to give Brawl a chance. So today we're going to start off with a Snap Decks deck that I threw together. Looked through a couple things online. Seemed kind of fun. Play around with the morph theme. A little bit of removal. A little bit of disruption. We also built a Narset and a Nissa. The Nissa is kind of busted, it feels like. So yeah, we will go ahead and start out here. The only downside with Brawl is there definitely are some wait times in the queues, I've noticed. It's not as popular, especially since there aren't any competitive Brawl formats or anything like that. I know they want to keep it a little bit more casual, but I wouldn't mind if there was competitive queue. Alright, we found someone. Ha! Someone else playing the Snap Decks. Perfect, perfect. This hand doesn't look too terrible. We have all of our colors. I do like that they give you the option for the free mulligan. Go ahead and greet our opponent here. I have a feeling they probably play this a little bit more than I have, but that's okay. Yesterday I did a little bit of playing around with that Nissa deck that I built and ended up going 10-0 before calling it. Nissa is just consistent and gross. Nice thing is we're most likely following a fairly similar game plan here, so I don't have to worry about being too slow or trying to fight through too much removal. Triton, okay, I like that. It gives Snap Decks the Death Touch. Yeah, we're just gonna try and get ahead on the board here. Baneslayer and Eat to Extinction. Baneslayer is kind of fun with Snap Decks. Big with all the keywords. Okay. This next turn, there's a good chance we're going to Dirge Bat this. Or we could just play our little dude here too. That'd be enough to kill it. Yeah, sure, why not? That's why we're playing the deck. Nice thing is, too, is he's going to be incentivized to kill this, and when it dies, it will replace at least one of the cards. We are ahead on mana. Okay. Well, our opponent has decided to scoop. We might as well throw the win-loss record out here. Just for the hell of it. Not that this really matters. It's not like it's a tournament or anything. I have been told that is a thing with Brawl is a lot of people, if they get disrupted, their first thing or two being disrupted, a lot of times they'll just scoop, which is unfortunate. That's one of the issues with it being the casual one too, is people just won't stay around. Could be better, could be worse. We'll go ahead and keep it though. It's real slow. Alright, our opponent is playing Nissa, and I fully expect to be very dead. The one nice thing is we do have early interaction, so that will help keep the monsters at bay here. Ooh, we have plenty of early interaction. Actually, we might be able to deal with this Nissa deck. Really important thing is we want to keep them off the critical mass. Kind of wish I had a red mana there to get the Legion War Boss going, but it is what it is. We're probably just going to draw a card here. Save the Murderous Rider for the Nissa, so he doesn't have an explosive turn after. Okay. There we go. Just about to say, what's a man gotta do to get some red mana? Fortunately, we gotta send this little guy off to his doom. Nice thing is, next turn we can Murderous Rider and Downfall to take care of anything that comes out. If he plays the Nissa, we get to kill the Nissa, and we sadly don't get to kill the land. Wilderness Wreck. Okay, that's a real card. I don't know how much in the way of instants that deck is playing, but we'll find out. I feel like I want to Chittering Harvester, but at the same time, with him untapping with the Wilderness Wreck, that tells me he probably has some green removal of some sort. There are a couple things. Choices. Yeah, no, that's what we're doing this for. And he doesn't have it. Cool. There's really not enough. Nope. And our opponent is scooping. Okay. There really is not enough green instant removal to really be worried about too much when playing in a singleton format. So much of it's at sorcery speed. There is some decent stuff out there, but so much of it's at sorcery speed. Alright, we have ourselves a Purpurose. My guess is this hand is going to be way too slow. We do have early plays. This comes in tap, though. We don't have a third mana for that. We won't be able to cast that anytime soon, so we're going to take our mulligan. That is much better. We'll keep that. I have not yet had the pleasure of playing against Purpurose deck. So it should be interesting to see our opponent sneak attacking things. Krenko, okay, okay. Krenko is fun. I think we're gonna take care of the Krenko though. Yeah, we're just gonna be safe here. Nice thing is if he doesn't kill the Leosaur, we can snap decks whenever he plays. Yep. Kind of an awkward lantern. Yeah, the fact that you're getting life gain off that is really, really good. It's a War Leader's Helix on the creature, which I'm perfectly fine with. Man, that is a card that needs to come back into standard, Lightning Helix. Lightning Helix would be perfectly fine again, I think. Okay, so I think at this point we just want to keep pushing for a little bit of damage here. So he's going to have a sweeper here pretty soon. Alright, this is the turn they sneak attack something. Let's see what scary thing comes out. Thankfully, there's not a ton standard that's going to do too much here. Especially not in red. About the worst thing that could come out is probably a Dracuseth. But we'll see. Oh, Phoenix. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. We're just going to sit here and take it. Right now we don't even care about the damage because he is just dead. Go ahead and give a little bit more lifelink to Snapdex just in case, even though there's really nothing. Yep, that is going to be it. Well, that's 3 quick wins with that. As I said, with Brawl, people usually tend to give up a little bit early, but I think they'd stick around and play out the games a little bit more. These are going quick. That is 3 games in 12 minutes. Alright, now this is incredibly slow in comparison to what we've been seeing, but that's okay. We'll see what a more controlling hand with this looks like. Ooh, Feather. Feather's always a fun deck. Love to see the incarnation that it gets here. It's weird, I usually don't play with the sound on. So I normally don't hear the sound effects coming from the cards, and playing Castle Ardenvale and getting the goose is kind of wonderful. Alrighty. So I think we're going to go ahead and take care of this hero before it becomes an issue. Yeah, Mutate is so much fun. I remember at the card shop we were talking around, and those of us that were getting ready to do the pre-release were like, so for judging explanations, we need to sit here and make it as clear as we can for people with Mutate, which is probably one of the most convoluted mechanics that's ever been made. It makes a lot of sense in person when you finally start playing with it, but when you are looking at it, you know, as a new player or something like that that's not as familiar with magic mechanics, it's just very, very confusing. Okay, yeah, no, I'm talking and missed that adamant. That's fine. Being a little bit white-flooded here, but that's okay. We can deal with it.
If you are going to fight, fight beside me.
I remember the 3 of us sitting there getting ready for it, going, so we think it works this way. It might work this way. We eventually figured it out. Everything was fine. One thing that really makes me sad, though, about having the one-set blocks is the fact that mechanics like mutate, you know, until we do a return to Ikoria, we won't get any more mutate cards.
Believe in yourself as
I mean, there might be more like supplementary commander product or something like that, but that mechanic is not coming back for a long time. So if you want to play it in, say, commander, you're kind of screwed on that one, unfortunately. Nothing fun in there yet. We're just gonna keep playing this beatdown. Oh yeah, Shroud and Hexproof is always fun. Or what's fun is trying to explain protection to newer players.
The heart of a hero beats within your breast.
Alright, we'll see if he has a... Oh, nope, he doesn't. Okay. I was gonna say, if he had something to give it protection, then that would have been an issue, but we're definitely getting rid of this feather right away. Oh yeah, we finally found our other color of mana. Yeah, that's always my highlight when doing a pre-release, is going over new mechanics and asking, does anyone have any questions? And they're sitting there, and usually, you know, there's the question of, oh, how do I draft, that kind of thing, even though it's not a draft, because, you know, people like to be funny.
I will do my
but
best
then
to
it comes to,
support
like,
you.
a core set, and core sets are great because, okay, yeah, there's usually no new mechanics, it's all the evergreen stuff, it's happiness, people know what they're doing. They can just go and enjoy their pre-release. Okay, 7 mana to work with. Next turn we're gonna get back an Elspeth, most likely. I think we can go ahead and start off here. So we definitely need to get rid of this Warboss. Fortunately, we are starting to run out of cards to play with here. Don't have a ton of draw in this deck. Well, Feather's dying. Feather, you are dying a horrible death. Snapdex is hungry.
The quest is not over until peace has been won.
Unless he has a 1 mana something. Nope, he doesn't. I'm honestly not exactly certain why he'd play the Feather into that. Session. Okay, we'll try one more game with this, and then we'll switch over to another Brawl deck. I want to give Narset out a try. Definitely build Narset as a heavy kind of Planeswalker control deck, and that's always one of my favorite styles in Commander, so I should like it here. Sadly, it kind of lacks the blinking stuff in Standard right now. Not a ton of ways to mass blink your Planeswalkers to really, really abuse them during your turn. Yorion is good, but doesn't give it to you to the end of turn. Oh no, I'm fighting a caveman. Okay, this hand is pretty much perfect. Got the early Signet. It's about the best rock you can ask for. Early Night, so we can get some pressure on there. See how Klothys is. I'm not sure if Klothys is going to be a large creature deck or what we're going to be dealing with here. And we have a Scavenging Ooze, which is kind of an issue. Tempting to play out the Hemophage. Can't quite mutate the Necropanther. I mean, we could, but we're not going to get any value from it. Snapdax is 1 mana away, so I think we're just going to go with the Hemophage. See if he has a 1 mana giant growth type effect. Yeah, Slivers are definitely one of the OG faves for a lot of people. It's Slivers, Angels, and Dragons. And Slivers usually come out on top. And, you know, they're just kind of busted when you get a massive amount there. There's always that person at the table, 4-player pods playing Slivers or playing Scion. Okay, I think we're just getting rid of this now. So that's going to survive the ritual. Do we just ritual? We might just ritual. I'm going to wait 1 turn. This gives him an incentive to grow the Skoos, and then I'll follow up with the ritual to kill it. Oh yeah, especially with the 1 mana he has. Oh, he didn't do it. Okay. Interesting choice. Well, in that case... I had a feeling that was going to get really bad really quick. And Slivers are fun too, because you definitely know that since they're such a heavy fan favorite, they're, you know, somewhere a little bit higher on the Storm scale, but not so high that they won't reprint them in future sets. They will always be changing, and they won't be as powerful as the original Slivers, that's for sure. But that's one of those things that they'll just keep printing more of as time goes on. So, next we're going to run out this Narset deck. Definitely quite a bit more controlling. Some big spells, you know, Expansion Explosion. Have to have the ultimatums. Shark Typhoons. And a ton of board wipes and Planeswalkers. So, very different than that last deck. Couple counter spells. We'll see how it goes. Go ahead and reset that. I don't even know why I'm running the win-loss stuff, but what the heck. It is a little bit crazy, though, how expensive Sliver Queen's gotten. Of course, reserve list stuff. It is the way of it. Never going to see that card under about 175 ever again, I wouldn't think. They do need to, at some point, create a card that's like Sliver Matriarch or something like that. Basically does Sliver Queen, but, you know, costs 1 more mana. I think that'd be just fine. That and some of the Slivers that they printed since then are just better as far as being a commander anyway. Sliver Queen is definitely good in the 99, but it's not your best Sliver for the commander itself. Alright, this is kind of a weird opening hand. I don't think we're going to keep it. We don't have any early interaction. We can't really cast this Absorb very well. Everything's coming in tapped for the most part, so yeah, we're going to pitch this. That hand is much better. We have the Signet into the board wipe. We're very happy about that. We are playing against Heliod. Okay. Yeah, Overlord is solid. I would still say, personally, Legion is probably the quickest to kill with. Just because if Legion hits the board and actually stays on the board, usually the table's dead. Bounty Agent seems super solid right now. Yeah, we can go ahead and throw up some walls here.
I am Teo. Let me be your shield. This is what I trained for.
I do have to say, I read the first of the Ravnica War of the Spark books when it came out, because I was just super excited that there was a new book out for the first time in a long time. And, oh boy, is the writing absolutely terrible. And Teo is such a character that doesn't need to exist. I mean, I understand what they were trying to do with Teo, but just a character that really does nothing over the course of time.
I'll block them off.
Alright, so I think here we're just going to hold up this absorb. Take a hit for another turn, hopefully play something out, and then we'll time wipe. Sounds good. Thanks for joining me, Wolves. You have a good stream.
Cannot hold him back.
We begin. Come to me.
Our opponent definitely screwed up that Containment Priest. So we shouldn't have this Dragon Token. That's fine. Glad he decided to go a bit wider here. I'm going to soak up a little bit of damage, probably let this Sarkin die, and then time wipe.
Watch this, Arby. Listen to them roar.
Or, yeah. Yeah, we'll just let that happen.
Impossible. I will be there to confront it. I am proud of those who come beside me.
Okay, do we lead off and start going with Narset? I think we'll start with Narset.
Compassion and understanding. Up to open the mind, you must first open your heart.
I'm okay with these.
My pride grows strong.
I need some
Oh
time
no, not
alone.
Elspeth. It's actually a problem. Oops. I forgot to put that there. No, it's okay. So, if we're going to neg 1 here.
I hope
Bye-bye!
soon.
Yeah, we might be a little bit too slow this game. It's this giant Heliod that's just gonna kill us.
I kinda crashed and burned here.
Oh, no. Just kidding. Giant Heliod's not gonna kill us. We will take that. Alright, what does this actually even do? He's gonna get something back regardless. Expansion costs too much. If it wasn't for this Elspeth semi-emblem going on here, we could actually pull out of this. But with that, we are gonna call it. Good game. Okay, mono red. Mono red I've played a bit in probably half a dozen games so far, and it is very, very fast normally. Haven't played against any that are not Thorbrand. This is much better because we're looking for that time wipe basically. Glass casket is perfect. So we will gladly just hold up this Essence Scatter / play the glass casket in the next turn or two. Oh man. This is quite possibly the slowest start to a Thorbrand deck I've ever seen. So we'll see how this goes. The myth, the legend himself. And our opponent plays the scoop game. Their hand must have been absolutely terrible. So I've never seen that deck do nothing through the first 3 turns and then just lead on their commander. Ooh. If we had a red mana, this would be really good against this deck. I'm tempted to keep this simply on the fact that we have the Solar Blaze. Kinnan likes to go very wide. Yeah, we're going to greedy keep. Our opponent's going first, so we have a couple looks to get into it. Well, our greed is not paying off. When in doubt, take that free mulligan. Oh boy. Is our greed ever not paying off? And with that Nyxborn Ancient, we are very, very much screwed here. We have to find a red mana this next turn. So our opponent currently has infinite mana. Nice thing is, if we get this Solar Blaze off, mwah. Jeez. Gadwick X9 on what's this, like turn 4, turn 5? That is insane. Absolutely insane. Come on, Redmond. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Come on, Redland.
Diversity of life on each page.
And this, my friends, is what you call popping off. Come on, Redland. Come on, Redland. 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 Well, our opponent has a casual 58 mana floating right now. Sadly, he'll still be incredibly ahead of me even if I Solar Blaze, but, you know, we can hope. Is that where he's stopping? Is that where he's stopping? Nope. Okay. 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 He's hit a stopping point? Come on, Redland. 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 Sorry. Untapped Redland. It's funny because I played against several Kinnan decks, but then again I was playing with the Nissa deck, and none of them went anywhere near as close to going off as this one has. Oh, oh, buddy. Okay. Yep, that'd be a GG. Red land, it didn't matter. Well, hopefully I get a run back against the Kinnan deck one more time. I want my revenge. Something I've definitely been noticing while playing this is Brawl tends to lead heavily toward either aggro or combo, and much less so toward hard control. And I think that just goes to show how good especially green is in standard right now. As we all know, the best decks are green. It's Simic Plus. Speaking of, we'll be going over to some standard after I'm done with the Brawl here. I'm going to be bringing back an old favorite, Esper Hero, that hasn't been around for a while, and it's actually pretty well suited against Sultai right now. A lot of things that randomly remove cards from the yard. A lot of early go-wide threats that get pumped. Yeah, it's not bad. I've had some minor success with it over the past day. Okay, we have an Undergrowth deck. I like it. Alright, this time we actually have our colors. We don't really have much early interaction, but that's fine. Mythos on turn 4 will hopefully clean things up a little. So we'll see how this one goes. Dragonfire's okay. It'll take care of any early dorks that they possibly play. Like that one. And being able to RFG is actually really good against this deck because their commander, or brawler, really cares about the number of cards in graveyard, especially creatures. Alrighty, our opponent just decided to scoop there, and that's why this win-loss total thing doesn't really matter. As I said, Brawl is pretty darn casual. Let's run it back for one more with Narset here, and then we'll switch over to Nissa. Now, the Nissa deck that I play, it's definitely not tuned. I'm missing a couple cards for it, but it is super solid. I think I was only threatened in maybe 2 of the games I played yesterday with it. Alright. Looks like this is a different person, but also on Kinnan. Yes, we actually have all of our color sources, so we will definitely keep this. And we have Solar Blaze and Time Wipe, which are both very good against the deck. One of the secrets against Kinnan in regular Commander is you need to kill the Kinnan so many times that they can't even cast it because it's too expensive. So that's what we're going to attempt to do this time around, is just remove the Kinnan enough times. Not let them go wide on the board and see what happens.
As a shield mage, I defend the defenseless. Anything to support my allies.
Teo, you don't really do a whole lot here. Ooh, that is actually a very good card.
Focus on what matters.
It's actually a hard choice. I don't want to get rid of this Chandra, but I don't have the land for it yet. Teo, we're not going to worry about using. We're under 0 pressure here. We're definitely going to be killing this Beast Whisperer, though. ASAP. Tempting to get rid of one of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of the Solar Blaze for now. Okay, Absorb is not a terrible pickup. Do I Glass Casket this Visionary? Yeah, I think we need to.
I call, and Ikoria answers.
Alright, so that Vivian is actually pretty bad for us. I am tempted to attempt to answer it, but then I'm going to have to get rid of the Time Wipe here. Yeah, I think we have to answer this Vivian.
Whether friend or foe, state your intent. Consider the future, then strike.
Beaten, but not extinguished.
Talk to the wall.
Sadly, we've now gotten rid of both of our board wipes, so we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. And luckily he only gets one activation of Kinnan currently, but he's probably going to play something out of his hand instead. We can just play a huge Crassus. That's a huge Crassus. Sadly, my things don't currently block flying, so that's kind of an issue. Let's go ahead and loot.
My students are loyal geniuses.
5, 6. We don't have enough to mission briefing the time wipe this turn, sadly, so... Oh, no, we do. We actually have the Narset. So we play that, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and discard this Ionize.
Enlightenment begins within.
Add blue mana here. Ooh, do we have the right combination of colors, though? Yes, we do. Thankfully, we just do. Put that in the Let's go that way, because then they'll guarantee we're able to play it the following turn. Gonna choose this time wipe. Sure. Not a Field of the Dead. Well, they're nowhere near close to pulling off the Field of the Dead. If they don't play the Kinnan... Oh, no, they will. I was going to say, if they don't play the Kinnan, I was just going to absorb it. But I think what we're going to do... Ah, now we're playing Standard. I think what we're going to do is just kill it with the Narset here.
Think, then act.
When was the last time you saw an Absorb kill something? Probably been a while. We can get rid of that. Alright, so we have the follow-up next turn with the Ugin. Probably going to be neg-3ing the Ugin. Unfortunately, that will get rid of our Glass Casket. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be neg-3ing this Ugin. Well, I'm sorry you've overextended. Your Kinnan's going to cost way too much here. Oh, Andy's... Thank you. Thank you, friend. That's just what happens when you get too overzealous on trying to find things. Ooh, that's a good card for the future.
Many paths lie before me.
Let's see if my opponent just scoops here.
Unutilized.
There's a good chance.
He's rotting.
I got buried out there.
Yep.
You are too dangerous to roam free.
Alright, so we're gonna switch over to another deck here. It is Nissa time. So this Nissa deck, as I said, it's not very tuned, but it is fast, it is furious, it plays big things, it draws a lot of cards. It draws more cards than green should be drawing. The game against the Kinnan player that went off, that's kind of what this should look like. I mean, it hasn't happened every deck or every game that I played it, but a good number of them. Because Nissa is definitely not a card that you should have access to at all times. For the, like, 7th or 8th stream in a row, I'll say Nissa should not have survived her time in Standard. But what do I know? Alright, this hand is actually really slow, but we're going to keep it. We have the top end. We shouldn't have too hard of a time getting up to that 8 mana. Probably Barkhide Troll, followed by either we can Primal Might to kill something, or Nissa's Triumph. What's our opponent playing? Niv Mizzet. Ooh, I like it. The only thing about Niv Mizzet is it's probably going to be a slower setup, so they might get punished. Who knows? Bonder's Enclave is actually sneaky good. That pretty much guaranteed extra card per turn. So this deck doesn't have a hard time. Ooh, Questing Beast. Perfect. This deck does not have a hard time finding that 4-power thing. So now, because I have 4 mana, I'm tempted to Primal Might just to kill his Dork. Because sadly, Nissa's Triumph doesn't actually ramp us. Man, if that card just put something onto the battlefield, it would be amazing. Ooh, and especially because of the fact that they did not draw another land. So we're going to go ahead and play... Tap here. Play Wolf Hollow. X is 1. My guess is if my opponent doesn't draw a land here, they're probably going to scoop. If not, I get to play the Bonder's Enclave out, play Nissa, play the Nissa's Triumph, and then next turn we can either Ugin or Questing Beast, depending. Doesn't really matter, they're both good. My opponent is deciding if they can play this game. Scoop's gonna get a counter. Okay, okay. That's not terrible.
I will protect the virtue of this world. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Let's see if my opponent is willing to sacrifice a creature. Yeah, full value out of that.
Magnificent world.
And my opponent still has not drawn a land. I feel bad for him. Unfortunately, that is the way of the shuffler sometimes. And on this, I expect the scoop. Especially because after this, I'm going to follow up with Questing Beast. So I get 3 mana here.
The chromatic structure of reality is surprisingly flexible.
Sure, whatever you say, Ugin. Whatever you say.
Go,
The land shall conquer you.
my greatest creation.
Okay, I think my opponent has just gone AFK at this point. As I see zero movement going on over there. One of the slightly more annoying ways to rage quit in this game. But that's why the rope exists. Oh no, he found a land. My opponent is still here. There we go. Throw a 1 in that win column. Waiting for server. Do have to say, for those of you basketball fans out there, go Blazers, go Blazers, go Blazers. That win over the Lakers last night was beautiful. Always very happy to rep my home team. As I'm sitting here wearing Toronto Blue Jays, definitely not my home team, but baseball is a little bit different. I grew up in the early '90s watching the Blue Jays win their World Series and fell in love then as a small child. Then it's fun to root against the Yankees and the Red Sox, let's be honest. The AL East is definitely where it's at. It's always kind of craziness. It's my exact same reasoning for why I generally wear a Cowboys hat, too. Watch those Super Bowls in the early 90s that were so good with the Cowboys. Made me a lifelong fan. America's team is very much you love them or you hate them. They are the best mess on TV, that is for sure. Alright, this hand seems just fine. We can curve out a dork into other things. Nilea can definitely help us go a little bit crazy. Alright, so there's a good chance that they're holding up a counterspell of some sort. That's okay, we're just going to throw out a dork here. See how they react. But yeah, it's so good to have live sports again. Okay, so knowing that our opponent's on blue-white here, I do have to be a little bit more wary of sweepers. But then again, maybe I don't. Okay. So it's really tempting to play out the Nilea here to make the future turns better. But I think we are going to go for the setup here of this into the Great Henge next turn. Because Great Henge, if we can get that online against this deck, is going to be big game. Okay, now I have officially no clue what my opponent is playing, which is fine. I'm gonna go ahead, get this Great Henge out here. Harbinger, I mean, we don't mind just running it straight into both those things. But I think we're gonna hold off, just in case. Yeah, as I said, I don't really mind. I got the Great Henge out, so that's all that really matters at this point. I have a feeling my opponent is playing a little bit more jank than usual. But then again, for all I know, Mill could be really good. So he's going to be able to Yorion those back in and do some milling. Yeah, who knows? We shall find out. Now, as much as I want to play these creatures straight out, they do draw me cards, but I'm going to start off with this Nissa.
I protect that which cannot protect itself. The land fights for us.
Yeah, because I definitely want to kill off as many of these things so he doesn't get a good Yorion on me. Dungeon Geist, okay. Probably gonna tap down this Nylea. Yeah, having Great Henge out just kind of makes it a little bit bonkers. Oh, and now we're going to be drawing twice as many cards. Sweet. Okay. Let's start off here.
Harness the elements.
So we can pay, let's see, 4, 5. Sure, we'll pay 5. Actually, 6. Oh, okay. I totally forget about his 4 or more thing. I'm like, why does that keep tapping for more mana? That would explain that. Well, here's another fairly quick one. Nissa takes no prisoners. I find it so funny because Nissa in regular 4-player pods and Commander, she wouldn't even work as a Commander. She's too slow. She's way too slow. I play a big heavy green deck and I don't play her in there because it's just too slow. About the one deck of mine that I play that she might fit into would be Roshin, but I have enough non-green sources in there that it doesn't really make her worth it. Even though those Hydras do like as much mana as possible. They are hungry. Hungry, hungry Hydras. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to play Roshin X Spells and Hydras, it's a lot of fun. Alright, Chris. Let's see how it goes. This hand doesn't want any of the things I want. The Luna, there's a good chance that it's playing a combo deck, so I want to be faster. This hand, on the other hand, is just fine. Assuming we can draw into a couple more land. We could have possibility of turn 2 and a turn to Azusa, but it doesn't really do much without the follow-up. So we're just going to sit here and hope we draw land. If not, we might be in trouble. Not playing a ton of land in this deck either. It's 22 or 23, something like that. Well, we are officially back on curve. Like being ahead, but you know. You win some, you lose some. My opponent is probably happy to see that I didn't have that second land drop there. Or third, as the case would be. They're having some color issues. Well, we're just gonna head and hold on to him there. Yes, yes, puppers. Such a cute flaming puppers. Garrick's Uprising is by far one of my favorite cards out of M21. Basically another slightly better elemental bond. I will take that all the time. Hey, we found a land. We're back in this thing. We're hoping for no board wipe here. No Storm's Wrath. That would be bad. We've got the Gnar. This thing is very gnarly. So unfortunately, he's not quite to his Luna yet. But he is very close. And our curve has just not been great here. If we draw a land, we can play the Azusa. Okay. So, question is, do we want to play the Guardian Project and set up for next turn, or do we play the Azusa, give the extra counter to the Wildborn, swing in, keep the pressure on? I think we have to set up the Guardian Project, so we're going to swing with this Barkhide Troll first. And next turn, if we draw a land, we can play the Gargaroth. Or we can play Nissa, either way. You know, I'm told she's not bad. Ooh, tap land. So our opponent is not on the fast play either, so it's the one plus side of what's going on here. He's thinking about playing his commander for the not mutate. Interesting. Don't worry, buddy. I'm only going to be drawing one card. If I can draw a land, I'm drawing two, but... We're thinking. We are in the tank. Okay. Apparently you decided to use a timeout for that. I won't question it too much. New Horizons. There are so many better cards that you could be playing, buddy, for the same kind of thing. Gift of Paradise, for instance. Gains 3 life. It's a very good one. Ooh, that is land. Okay. Question is, do we go to town with the Nissa? Nope. We're gonna draw some cards. Unfortunately, I cannot pay that into it. Take action. Nope. Can't. Alright, so he's set up to have a decent turn here. It's gonna hurt. The Elder Gargaroth randomly has reach, which is a good thing. Now he's looking at it and thinking, oh, I gotta get rid of this. Oh, it's gonna copy it, okay. Still think it would have been better to play his commander there. This card I really, really like, especially when I was playing in Ikoria Sealed. Secret sneaky blue removal. Hell yeah. Copy their best thing. Kill something. Alright, opponent. I think you made a mistake by allowing me to actually untap here. So, if we want Nissa to come down, it'll give us 4 mana to work with, which we can then play 2 of those, which I think is fine. I think I want to attack with this Gargaroth first, though. He could trade off 2 of those things, which I'm fine with because we actually want to kill the lore scale. Good chance they just blocks with the Gargaroth, though. Yep, it's already done its damage. Alright, I was afraid he had a negate or something like that. Soul's here though. Okay. Doesn't quite kill it though, that's the nice thing. So, we can go Elysian and put 2 counters on the Wildborn, or we can just play out some things. I think we're just going to play out some things. I do like me a Scoos, but I want to be able to actually use the Scoos. Nice thing about this Guardian project, it is going to keep me in this game. It's going to keep me ahead on cards, which is what I need. Okay, let's see what he hits here. He's going to get the Soul Seer back, most likely. He could get back the Mythos, too. Mythos actually would be pretty darn good. Yep, Soul Seer. There was an argument for playing out the Scoos and holding up mana to be able to get those back. Okay. The Serix is kind of funny on its own. Okay, he is going to come at my Nissa. Does have trample too. Ugh. Well, sadly Nissa's dying.
I cannot protect you anymore.
Did not take into account the fact that that card has trample. So we're going to start off with Scoos. Make it so he doesn't have profitable attack there. Oh, and we still have this forest too. I forgot about that forest. Hello, forest friend. Yes, we're just gonna sit there. Oh, really? Okay. Unsummon's not fun. Unsummon's not fun at all. So we definitely do not want him getting these back. So this Luna is getting quite big and scary, I will say that. Lore scale could be a lot worse. What is he going to Soulfire? Scavenging Ooze? So he definitely should have done that in response to the mutate so he could get that back. I probably would have given him the... Yeah, you attack. Okay, sure. I probably would have given him the unsummon back. Alright, so what are we working with here? 7, 8, 9 mana. 9 mana. We get to play that out. We can pull some Marasa. Nissa costs way too much. But she'll give me 4 mana to work with, but she'll just die. So I think we need to leave 3 mana open to pulse back the thing at end step. Let's lead off with an Incubation Druid. Okay. So we are going to be able to do some shenanigans next turn, but we have to wait until then. We definitely could take a pretty good hit here. Eugene.
My presence alone will guide you towards victory. The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
That's nice, Eugene. That's nice. Okay, so we got some big hits coming our way. And the hits keep coming, 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 and okay. First of all, we'll play out a Wildborn. We're gonna draw a card. Okay, Nissa, you're probably a little bit late. Second of all, no, we can't even activate the Skoos right now because we need to save things. So, we're gonna soak up some damage. Block there. Go ahead and block there. We still have... it's only 10 coming through. Could be worse. Nice thing is, his Ugin is pretty much guaranteed dead here. Oh. That was more damage than I thought. I totally forgot about the trample. What can I say? I'm good like that. So we have 12 mana to work with. We have to see some good stuff here. Okay, Nylea is not terrible, but I'm not sure she gets us far enough. Nice thing that's going to get us out of lethal range. So we have 3 mana to work with. I think for the time being, we have to kill this Ugin. So I will say we're going to have to get a little bit lucky to survive. Being able to gain 3 life off the Gargaroth really helps. But we are going to be losing a few creatures this turn. They are going to be sacrificing for the greater good. Okay, you were saying good game. I mean, not quite. So let's see, that's 2. Definitely going to want to block here. So we got 7, 11, 13 coming currently. Unless he has a way of pumping that I don't know about. In fact, friend, unless you play a creature, you're just dead here. So maybe that's what you meant by good game. Actually, no, that's not true. We don't have quite enough creatures in here. We are close. Very, very close. No, we do still just have it. Kind of counter spell or disruption here.
Witness the ties that bind us all.
Behold, nature's true power.
Well, I think our opponent is officially salty. Yep, I think our opponent is officially salty. He keeps saying good game. Let's see what he has in his hand. Okay, yep. Opponent just gave us a GG early and then was salty when I was able to pick him back up. This is why BM is never a good thing when you're playing online with people. Karma's a bitch, and it comes back to bite you. So be nice to your opponents. I know nerd rage is a thing, but it's just a game. Especially in casual format like Brawl. Just a game. Oh, we got another Nissa. Yeah, I'm very much an advocate for respecting your opponents. Respectful play is one of the cornerstones of the game. And as a judge, there is nothing more that I hate and nothing that'll DQ a player quicker than when they are disrespecting their opponent and being blatant about it. It's a good way to get on my bad side. Good way to get you kicked out of the store, too. Alrighty, now we need to decide. Do we want to go Guardian Project or do we want to go Vivian? I think we're going Guardian Project. I think we're going to beat this opponent by out-card drawing them. That, and we're going to try and have a turn 4 Nissa, which should hopefully just get there. Or not. Nope. Still getting turn 4 Nissa.
Together, we will prevail.
Harness the elements.
So yesterday I was playing a game against a Kenrith deck, and he plays out as Kenrith, which I then follow up with Kenrith's transformation. It was poetic, it was beautiful. My opponent didn't seem so happy. Prized Unicorn, okay. That's a card. Sadly, this Arboreal Grazer doesn't do anything right now.
Behold, nature's true power.
We're just going for all the mana this game. Okay, so we have 5 to work with. Yeah, sure. Actually, we need to not tap it that way.
Let's tear this place apart.
Strike now! Strike hard!
Sadly, we don't get anything out of that, but we can play this Arboreal Grazer as a blocker if we need to. Now, our opponent is officially way behind. They have to figure out how to deal with our Nissa. Casting their own Nissa isn't going to do much. Sadly, this Garrick's Uprising is not going to give us a ton of value right now. It will give us Trample, though, which is really nice. My opponent is trying to figure out if he wants to continue playing. Please keep playing? Please keep playing. Please? Primal Might. Okay. Oh, sadly we are going to be losing a land here pretty soon. Or just playing this and blocking with this. Doesn't have trample. Yep, be coming at my Nissa. Or at my Vivian. Ram through seems okay. It's one of the few good spells we have for dealing with creatures in green.
The land fights for us.
Tear it down. Tear it all down.
I mean, that's a little bit aggressive, but you know, whatever. Season of Growth is a very good card. Definitely a good way to keep getting an advantage. I'm not playing it simply because there aren't quite enough effects going on right now in Standard. They're playing out Nissa. That's fine.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
The land shall conquer you.
Okay. Let's see if he has a 2-mana answer here. That would be a no. And that would be a dead Nissa on his side. We're a little bit constrained on mana this game, unfortunately. As crazy as that sounds. Huh. We could just make all of our things permanently good.
Rise, my elemental
Nice thing is we don't
friend.
have to worry about any kind of problem coming from a board wipe from this. We need to send at least 3 of them. No, we just send them at the face. Good game, sir. Alright, we're going to run one more of this, and then we're going to take a quick little 2-minute break and head over to Standard after that. So far, Nissa and Snap decks, flawless performances. Narset, there were some stumbles. There were definitely some stumbles. But for a format that I'm feeling is leaning a lot more toward heavy aggro slash control or slash combo, control doesn't fit in well there. There just aren't the answers that line up properly. You could play just a deck that's nothing but removal. Wanted to play Planeswalkers to get more value, but it didn't really work out. Alrighty, what do we have going on here? This, while it's an okay hand, we desperately need mana, so we're just gonna go ahead and take that mulligan. This hand is better. This hand is quite a bit better. Especially because we're on the play. Basically, our goal this game is to get this Great Henge down as quickly as possible. In this case, we're just going to play this early questing beast. Watch our opponent just sit there and go, ouch. Honestly, an early questing beast is going to be more than enough pressure on him. We can play this Great Henge next turn. And with this Great Henge, we're pretty much guaranteed to have gas for the rest of the game. We get to play this Garrick's Uprising, play a Yorba. Our opponent's going to have a real hard time dealing with this. And now that this questing beast has trample, between the trample and the death touch, it is incredibly difficult to deal with. That's not a good choice. It has haste. It has haste. And this just draws me 2 more cards. Fortunately, my opponent didn't really think that one through very well.
Wild animals I like. People, not so much. Starting over's the only way.
He's gonna have to block here. He's still gonna take 4. Oh no, he's blocking there. Okay. We get to play this Paradise Druid on the end step. Comes in a little bit bigger. Draws us a card. Yeah, there's nothing our opponent can do at this point. They have to play a upheaval type spell. There's only one that I can think of, Flood of Tears, currently. And Flood of Tears would only save them for so long because this questing beast is coming back down. Not to mention I get to play the Paradise Druid, so they would just be dead. Yeah, I don't get the Paradise Druid. That's not true. The Flood of Tears would remove the Nissa from play. Or the Vivian from play. So, that gained him some life. He's trying to stall. That's definitely not going to do it. And we just have all the answers in the world.
You can still walk away.
Good game, opponent. Well, with that, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break. We will be right back. We're going to be playing some Standard. Starting off with some Esper Hero. That will be fun times. I'll give you a quick preview of the deck. So, Esper... Seen where this lies again in Standard. It hasn't been played for a while, but it could be okay. You have some decent things to get rid of. All the Uros. General Kudro's good. Play some Kayas. Dire Tactics is actually really good right now. It has very little drawback usually. But yeah, we'll be right back. See you in a moment. Just a quick shout out here to Epic Gaming. Epic Gaming is a little card shop. Wow, I can't speak. Card shop / event space down in Portland, Oregon, just south of it, right down in Milwaukee. Has an online website, epicgamingpdx.com. Feel free to check it out for all your singles needs. There are Magic singles, Pokemon singles, Yu-Gi-Oh singles, Final Fantasy TCG singles, some board games, some other gaming related things. You need a Titan deck box, you can pick it up at Epic Gaming PDX. Otherwise, yeah, we are going to be going back and playing little bit of standard here. So, we're rocking some Esper Hero. It is pretty similar to what it was in the past before. The big card that we're missing, of course, is Teferi. We don't have that 3 fairy in here. Otherwise, it fits really nicely. I was thinking this deck was going to have issues with how many Stonecoil Serpents and Bosbury's Lieutenants are running around, since they have a pro multicolor. But surprisingly, not as much of an issue as I thought, and you do have some answers. Elspeth Conquers Death gets rid of the Bosbury's. Eliminate takes care of the Stonecoils. You can block all day long with heroes. And generally, you can race those things too with Dream Trawler, gain the life off there. Sideboard, let's take a little look. We have the Devout Decrees for the Sacrifice / Red Aggro decks. Dovin's Vetoes for Sultai. Another D-Spark is really good, especially since Flash has been kind of coming back up again recently. Unmoored Ego in the Control matchup, and just some other goodies here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and hit up that ladder, see how things go. Reset that win-loss. Almost got reset. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Okay, this hand, depending on what we were playing against, could be very good, could be very bad. I think we are actually going to tempt fate here and keep it. Could be way too slow if we're going against mono red, but we'll see what happens. I think this hand is better than the alternative. Okay. Our greedy keep worked out there. So having that second untapped source is huge. We will need that white source eventually. With Fabled Passage, good chance they're playing Sultai. Which, thankfully, these 3 cards work really well against Sultai. So we're probably going to go ahead and... Oh. Probably going to go ahead and throw out that Temple next turn. Yep, this is definitely Sultai. Artist is okay.
Past, present, and meditate, and prepare.
Alright, Narset is vaguely annoying, so we're going to go ahead and throw out this Kaya and get it started.
I like a... Am I dematerializing?
I could have hit the Eliminate on the Narset right there, but he's definitely going to be Agonizing Remorse, and I don't want to lose the Kaya for this matchup. Because this forces him to deal with this Kaya. Because him not being able to get these Uros back at all is huge.
Keep an open mind.
Ooh, Thought Erasure also, okay. Please don't have a land to follow up, and he does. But it's not black land. So at least he's only getting 1 off this turn. Probably going to take the Eliminate here. What I'm hoping for is to draw into an untapped land so I can then play the Artist, or the Atris. Oh, he took the Atris, okay. Well, there's our untapped land too. Of course. That is the way of it. That's fine though. We don't really care.
Good riddance to... I'm gone for now, but not forever.
So the question is, how do we want to play this out? Let's see what's on top of our deck first. Hero Precinct 1, you're a little bit slow, but we'll keep you. Now, I'm really tempted to throw the General Kudra on the board. He's probably going to end up taking an Eliminate. So my guess is he's probably going to Agonizing. Yeah. So we want to get General down because we're probably going to be playing out the hero next turn, following up with the Tyrant Scorn. If he plays a creature, like say a Hydrate Graces. This actually kills it too, which is really nice.
Be wary of the ground you walk.
So what we're going to do against him is we're going to play the Lando game. Sure. Oh, no, he has enough land. Okay.
I'm not dead yet.
Well,
Try
that
harder.
changes things ever so slightly. Sadly, that can't exile that land. So we're going to go hero. We're going to go, I think, Kudrow next. It is really tempting to snipe this Overgrown Tomb, though, now. And then he's going to take the Kudrow as the issue if we do that. So we're going to go ahead. We are going to go to the General and save some time. Do we really want to do that? What's her other one do? It's only that player owns, so yeah, we're going to submit 0.
Was that dear to you? Now it's dearly departed.
Probably going to take the Tyrant Scorn here would be my guess. If for some reason he doesn't Agonizing Remorse this turn, then we're okay. But I see no reason for him not to.
Harness the elements.
Mm-hmm. In this situation, too, where we actually are okay getting rid of the Kaya. Unfortunately, we do need to start drawing into some of our top-end stuff. An Elspeth Conqueror's Death would be really, really nice. Yep. Yeah, Atris is not terrible. There's a very good chance that he doesn't give us... I don't mind the Castle Ardenvale. Just gonna hold back, stay defensive.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Okay, that's a little bit annoying. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, unfortunately, this game has most likely gotten a little bit too out of our control. The bad part is we're gonna have to sacrifice our hero here. So we can't let this Nissa ult.
Enough.
Yeah, we really need to see a Dream Trawler or the Elspeth Conquer's death earlier.
Behold nature's true power.
Thought Erasure is too little too late. Let's see what he has regardless, just in case this deck is rocking something a little bit different than normal. Ooh, hoo hoo. Oh, buddy. Yep. That'll get the concession. That's a little bit terrifying. So for this matchup, we like flyers. So we're going to get rid of some stuff out of this hand. Tyrant Scorn is only okay. The Eliminates are only okay. He is playing Narset, so that's a little bit better. Ashiok is not wonderful in this setting. We don't really want to be playing the Absorb game because they're too slow. That's why we're bringing in the Dovin's Vetoes. And the Oath of Kayas are not great. Yes, they can snipe some land, but that's about it. We want to be playing a little bit more proactive as opposed to reactive this game. So we'll see where this goes. Oh no, the music, it's disappeared. Do 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 do. Yes, it's turned into the elevator hour. That's what it gets for the music going away. Alrighty. And just like that, it's back, it's loud, it's there. Okay, so we don't have the early hero, but we have Thought Erasure, and Thought Erasure. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep that. We don't mind ripping our opponent's hand. And then we let them keep something that we can despar. Some of the Sultai decks have moved over to playing, wow, why am I blanking on the name? The Flash Wolf, the 4/4. And it's interesting seeing those back in. Okay, so he's playing that game. Yeah, I do have a decent number of blue spells for him to hit. Nightpack Ambusher. He's gonna take the Thought Erasure here. That's annoying. So what we're gonna want to do is draw one more land here. Go General Kudra into Atris. Okay, the deck, it listened to me. The only downside is not having either of those Thought Erasures. Our Disruption plan's not going to work nearly as well as we'd hoped. Or they could just go full control mode on us. So basically, if he shows us a pile with a threat, we're going to take the threat. So that's what we're going to run out of pretty quickly here. He's been having the answers line up really nicely with our threats. And we need something that lets us establish presence back on the board. Without it, we're in trouble. General is just fine. Ooh. Well, those are the choices you make sometimes. And Disfigure. we're done with those. I think instead of playing the general right out, we're just going to go ahead and snag something here. Unless he has another counterspell for us. Nope, but we'll take that extinction event. We'll get rid of that land. Nice thing is our opponent doesn't really have anything going on at the moment either. Once they do establish a threat, though, we're in trouble. We have a D-Spark to get rid of any major... Ooh. The Elspeth's draw was actually really good there. Because we want to be landing that Elspeth to get back this Dream Trawler. Problem is he has to draw into something eventually here. Blue-green just has way too much going on. Oh, we're one off. Okay, we're just going to take this turn to Castle Vantress. If he plays a Nissa, we're going to kill the Nissa, though. Doesn't look like he is, so... Oh, that's right, we don't have the mana. JK. So our goal is to ride this Dream Trawler to victory. That is what we're going to do here. So Dream Trawler, when it's fighting up against, say, an Uro, I actually find that you're usually winning those battles. Because the Dream Trawler having flying is huge. Ooh, Elite Guard Mage. That's a pretty good pickup there. That and the Dream Trawler can scale to do more than 6 damage a turn. So at this point, I think we're going to hold on to this Godless Shrine just in case we need to sack it for the Dream Trawler. Okay, our opponent just wasn't drawn into anything there, so they weren't going to be able to come back. So they were going super removal heavy. Tempted to bring in this Ashiok just to give myself another threat. I think we can afford to go down one Kaya, maybe. She does some good things, but she doesn't do enough necessarily. Things are slow enough right now that I have been able to ult her a couple times recently. And there are certain matchups she really shines. She's actually very good in mono red. The neg tick to destroy a 1 cost or to RFG a 1 cost is pretty big. So a lot of those mono red decks are super low to the ground, play a lot of 1 costs. I wish it could hit land creatures. The clause that says non-land permanents is definitely a thing. Okay, so this is really a delicate balance with this hand. If they Thought Erasure or Agonizing on 2, there's a good chance that I just don't get to play if I don't draw cards, but otherwise, if we draw land, we're okay. So I'm going to keep it. Okay. That makes us feel quite a bit better. So ideally, we want to get to that 4th land for the Guard Mage. The Elspeths will happen eventually, and he is going to hit us with Thought Erasure or Agonizing. Okay. Question is, which one is the bigger threat, the Dovin's Veto or the Dire Tactics? I would go with the Dovin's Veto. There we go. Now, this turn, I'm going to play up just so I can have the Dire Tactics to remove... yeah. Because if he plays the Uro here, we definitely want to remove the Uro. Yeah, it's 6 damage. Technically 8 because we just shocked ourselves for it, but I think it's fine. generally Sultai doesn't put on a ton of damage right away. He's shocking. Okay, he's not playing. Also, we want the dire tactics to be available in case they are playing the Night Pack Ambusher. Just because you have to kill that the turn it comes in, you can't let them get value. As I say, more Sultai decks have been playing Night Pack Ambushers. He doesn't have double green here. So what does this tell me? It's tell me play the hero. Shark for 2 is an interesting play. I'm not sure it's great, but I think he's digging for land, even though he's already gotten rid of 1 land here. No, he has it. Ew, we got some gross gurgling sounds going on in this game. Okay. Start off with the Elite Guard Mage. There's a good chance that he is just going to counter it, but I think that's fine. Could wait a turn. We could try and play the Baneslayer, but that automatically gets countered. This at least gets us a 1-1. Okay, that's pretty good. Do we play out the Castle Vantress and represent having a mystical? I think we don't. Thankfully, if our opponent does just play Nissa here, we're going to be able to Elspeth Conquer's Death, which is pretty big. He's thinking about... Yeah, he's definitely going to be throwing down an Extinction Event here. Which is annoying, but not the end of the world. He had 2 mana open at the end there, so that means he doesn't have a Heartless, either that or he just missed using it.
If you wish to surrender, with thoughtfulness before action.
Yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna kill this Narset, just because we need to. He's digging for something. Thankfully he missed.
I have reached my limit.
I think especially with this Thought Erasure on top, we're looking pretty good. We have Elspeth Conquer's Death to take care of pretty much anything he throws down.
I have practiced against many foes. Hone your
That is the problem with
prowess.
the Sultai deck, is if they... There's an Extinction Event. If they go super heavy and only find answers, then they don't have any threats that are going on. It's perfect because we're going to just Thought Erasure this way. Make him sad. Or negate, that works too. No. We're going to get up to a nice big life total here, on the very least. Because he's forced to deal with this Baneslayer on his turn. Oh, concede. Okay. The nice thing is we have this Castle Vantress, so we can keep looking for threats here. Which is pretty much what we want to be doing. I'm not sure if he just said no or go. Another Baneslayer. Sweet. What have we gotten rid of here? One extinction event, 2 extinction events. Do we play this Baneslayer? Yeah, let's play this Baneslayer. Time to overextend! Woo! Yep, he had it. That's fine. Had a feeling that was coming. But that's 3 of them, so... Those are definitely his main way of getting rid of anything that we have.
Mind and body, I have just the trick for this.
Okay, Thought Erasure first, and then we will Elspeth Conquers Death in Narset. Oh wow, yeah, he's not working with a ton there.
Such
His hand is
violence
very
upsetting.
similar to ours in a way that it just kind of is doing nothing but reacting. And the nice thing is now that I know about his hand, I can really, really play around it. He drew a land, we drew a land, our land's slightly better. As I said, we're okay just playing Vantress for a while and making our draws really good. Noxious Grasp. Yeah, that's fine. I need a hero. Okay, so he is still just drawing dead. Let's watch him get that 4th extinction event. Nope, just didn't eliminate, that's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and make a 1-1 here. Just to get him on official 2-turn clock. Thought Eraser's just fine. Send the dudes. Now he has 1 turn to draw something. Anything to get him back in this. Nice thing is our hand is full of gas to get rid of any threats that he gets. Our opponent has been drawing fairly dead this game, but then again, they definitely sideboard into, hey, let's have all the answers and none of the threats. Okay. We got the Sharknado is on the board. And this is just death. It's gonna counter something, get a dude, I'm just gonna dire tactics, doesn't really matter. Oh, and he's gonna negate. Okay. That's fine, I got 2 for you there, buddy. So that's going to put us up at 1 win so far with here. And we'll go ahead and run it back. So if you're just joining us, that was a super grindy match. Our opponent sideboarded into a ton of answers and kind of got rid of their threats. We were able to outlast them on that. Never did see an Uro or a Hydroid Crisis out of them that second game. Didn't see a Nissa. Had answers to him the whole time, but still kind of odd not to see him. We'll go ahead and play first. This hand is just fine. We get to go hero into either Thought Erasure or Oathkaya. So let's make him think that we are playing a little bit of control here. Temple's Abandon and Yorion. Ooh, second hero. So we might just be on the beatdown playing this game. Now, an Omnath here does kind of hurt. So he gets to snipe one of the heroes. That, thankfully, is not an Omnath. Okay. We get to kill his Paradise Druid, then. Or do we kill the Leafkin? Let's kill the Paradise. And I'm fine offering one of these guys up. As I said, the Omnath is a little bit what I'm worried about here. He is 1 mana. Okay. It's 1 mana off from being able to cast the ultimatum. He needs... Yeah, he's just 1 mana in general. So we're gonna go ahead and try and snag it out of his hand. So there's a good chance it's there. Risen Reef and Uro. Okay. We do want land, so we're going to go ahead and keep that on top. Yeah, let's keep chipping in. Haven't had a chance to play against Teamer yet with Esper Hero, so I'm not really sure how it lines up here. I have a feeling it's not great, at least in the pre-board. So they can definitely throw a lot of things that are just kind of walls in front of me. Unless I'm getting my buffer out of the General Kudra. Alright, so I think we are going to go ahead and Elspeth Conquers Death, the Bone Crusher. And unfortunately, we have to kind of just keep chipping away, gaining little bits of damage here and there before he can cast this Uro and get it out. Oh, another Risen Reef. That's going to draw him plenty of cards. Hopefully we have no follow-up. Nope, there's no. On the plus side, at least Uro's not an elemental. Think of how bad this would be if Uro was an elemental. It would be a little bit insane. Yep, and next turn he is going to blink, blink, and blink. Or I could just draw a Thought Erasure. That works too. That's pretty darn good right there, I will say. Yes, I do want to keep him. I need the General on my side. So we're going to get back a Hero Precinct 1. We're going to play that General. Wow, third Uro, okay. And he's actually going to be able to stick one on the board too here, which is vaguely annoying. The nice thing is the General does give us the option to just kill. Because especially having a second Hero Precinct 1 here, we're going to be making plenty of 1/1s, or 2/2s. So this General is actually pretty huge. we are going to right away kill off the Zero. It is nothing but problems. And now, do we offer him a trade of 1 hero for 2 Paradise Druids, or Paradise Druid and a Risen Reef? I think we are going to keep them on the board just because we're going to get too much value. We're going to get too much use out of this general. Okay. Yeah, he's officially feeling the pressure. General was pretty big as far as a comeback goes. Ooh, Genesis Ultimatum. This could get scary. Sometimes they miss. But that was a very good top deck. I mean, as far as things go, that was actually kind of a miss. The Risen Reef does get a trigger. The Uro gets a trigger, which is vaguely annoying, but it's a lot better than it could have been. If it was the Dragon, then we would be in major trouble. Ooh, D-Spark. D-Spark's pretty darn good. So unfortunately, we do need 1 more land. So in that case, we're going to play out this Elite Guard Mage. Hopefully we will draw into a land. The really nice thing is we're able to eat away these Uros. As I said, General Kudro is actually really good right now. Ooh, that's a land. It's not an untapped land, though, sadly. Dire Tactics, just fine. So, we really don't want our opponent to have another Teamer Ultimatum. He drew 2 in a row. Oh, Cavalier, okay. Cavalier's just fine. He's going to draw a card off the Risen Reef, which is annoying, but... Okay. Nice thing is both the D-Spark and the Dire Tactics both take care of that. Take care of that really well. Well, Nissa, so I'm really glad I have this D-Spark now.
The land shall conquer you.
So we're gonna go ahead and start off here. Let's get rid of that.
I am in need of rest.
And we're gonna go ahead and Dire Tactics this Cavalier. So the main way our opponent is coming back out of this game is if they draw out, so we have to get rid of this Risen Reef. So we're gonna go, oh, but we can't. That's right. Just kidding. That's fine. I always forget about the 4 power or more thing. It's a really annoying clause. So here we get to attack. If he wants to kill both of those, or kill that. I think we're just going to send the Elite Guard Mage for now. Alright, opponent, please don't draw into anything. You've been drawn in plenty of gas. Excellent. Alright, now we have choices. We get rid of this Bone Crusher and just send for a lot. I think that's the play. And then Godless Shrine gets us a Scry. Yeah. That is definitely the play. I know playing this Dream Trawler would be pretty big, but we need to kill him before he hits another ultimatum. We need to kill him really badly. We're even going to send that there. Yep, unfortunately he can just kind of block things for a while. He's rethinking about it. Oh, there's an Omnath. That's a little bit scary. What's he gonna target? Yep, he needs to target that general. Okay, we have no good targets for that, so we're just gonna let it happen. Omnath is a pretty darn good draw there. We are going to be able to scry and see what's on top. Our play is most likely going to be play this Dream Trawler. Ouch. Yep, our opponent is coming back this game. There has been a lot of back and forth. It's been a pretty good one so far. A lot of counterplay. This deck's card draw is just a little bit insane. Oh, that's an Ugin. Let's see what's on top. That's not going to be enough to do it, so we're just going to go ahead and call that first game. Well, we put up a good fight. Now we have to deal with dragons. Big, scary dragons. So, we're going to bring in another D-Spark. We're going to actually grab the Unmoored Egos for this game. Kaya's Wrath is really good too. Bring in the other Baneslayer. One could bring in Devout Decree. You're mainly gonna hit the dragons and Omnaths with it, so I don't think it's quite good enough. Cry the Carnarium sadly doesn't really do much of anything. Dovin's Veto. I could bring in Veto over the Absorbs because he's probably going to bring in a couple counterspells. We can play with a little bit better counterspells ourselves. We need to figure out what we want to do here. So, Kaya doesn't hit anything in this game. Oath of Kaya is okay. Tyrant Scorn is not great. Probably shave down a Dire Tactics. Even though that's hard to say. I'm going to get rid of the Atris. I keep wanting to say Artis or something like that. Thought Eraser's still good. Dire Tactics good. Yeah, no, screw it. Vetoes aren't going in. This could be a big mistake, but we're going to try and play it out, see what happens. Hopefully if we can get a decently aggressive draw, we can just tack into them. Well, that is not the aggressive draw we want, but Kaya's Wrath, if we can land it, is going to be pretty big on them. Next turn we're going to shock ourselves because we definitely want to keep this eliminate up. We'll see if they're forced to play a little bit slower. Ooh, Paradise Druid. That gets around it nicely. So of course that Hero Precinct one came a little bit too late. They are not nearly as good when you're off curve like that. We are going to be killing that thing with Prejudice. Extreme Prejudice. Yeah, Risen Reef is still a busted card. So unfortunately, he can play Ugin this turn. Yep.
Peace is fragile and fleeting. Cherish the little you find.
Dealing with that early of an Ugin, I don't care what deck you're playing with, it's really hard to do. It is really, really hard to do. So unfortunately, that is probably going to be the game for us, just because dealing with that Ugin. We do have a couple things we could draw into. A D-Spark would be pretty darn good. We do get 3 chances at it here. Okay, Thought Erasure's not going to be good enough. Okay, we're going to search for it for one more turn here.
Ghost fire, my greatest creation.
Yeah, so we're really going to be digging hard here. We're going to upkeep this. Yeah, they'll give us exactly 2. We can afford to do that. D-Spark, where are you? D-Spark? Nope, that's not it. So we're going to call it a game. That was a very, very early Ugin, and unfortunately we didn't have the proper ways to interact with it. D-Spark, a Elspeth Conquers Death. Yeah, there were a couple answers in there. So let's go ahead and run it back again. Just in case you're joining us, there's our deck for the most part that we're playing. We're playing some Esper Hero, trying to see how it does here. So far we played against Sultai, we played against Teamer. We are 1-1. Sultai match was fairly tight. The Teamer game, that second game was not great. The first game was really pretty good. It was tight both ways. Our opponent hit one more haymaker and drew about probably 30 more cards than us, but other than that, it was a really good game. This hand we are just fine with. Multiple Thought Erasures. Always happy. Jingatha. Oh, so they are actually playing Winota. So maybe this hand isn't fine. Well, they're mulliganing. Orzhov sleeves aren't bad there. Okay, Temple of Triumph coming in tap is actually pretty good for us. Especially if they don't have a follow-up. Yep, okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to Dire Tactics this now, so we only take 2. It's definitely against Winota. The main thing you can do is keep as many of their creatures off the board as possible. And then the Thought Erasures to snag the Winotas are pretty big. Oh yeah, he didn't have a follow-up, so we're feeling pretty good against this. Okay, so these things are annoying, but against what he's doing, we actually have to take this Bosries. We don't want that. We have to take this Bosries because the protection from multicolor is a little bit harder for us to deal with. Woe Strider is just fine. Now, on this next turn, the question is, do I kill the Woe Strider or do I take the Elephant? I think I take the Elephant. So this also helps us dig through our deck, see what we're coming across. Ideally, at this point, now that we have... Or we just take the Winota. That works, too. So, he is going to be playing this Elephant next turn, buffing everything. Or maybe not. He's looking for land pretty badly. So we are fine playing out a Garden Mage and then following that up with the Dream Trawler. Or Oath of Kaiing this Woe Strider. That works, too. Jingatha to hand. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. It prevents him from playing the Elephant. Unless he draws into the land. Gets us a little bit of health back, which health is good for this matchup. You can just die out of nowhere. Okay, so now we're officially ahead because unless he gets the Winota right now and is able to get some good hits on it, this Dream Trawler just gets us so much health over the long run. This elephant that's coming down is going to be a little bit annoying, but we can deal with it. No, he's just playing the Tajik. Okay. Does he have one more land to follow this up? Yep, he does. Okay, he's going to play the elephant now. So he's definitely going to be putting me under a clock here. Yeah, we are definitely under a clock, so we can go ahead and attack first, and then Thought Erasure, hold up and absorb, probably. Nah, we'll play the Elite Guard Mage. Probably should have done that before, so we can get an extra life off of that, but that's okay. Even though I think, so we got, let's see, 10, 12 coming at me. Yeah. We're gonna hit this. We're gonna hold up the absorb. Alright, so he's gonna be playing the Woe Strider. I'm glad I'm holding up the absorb here. Yep, mentor that. So we're taking the chunk. But I really don't mind getting rid of that. If I draw another land here too, okay, that's not bad. So, let's start off here. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Yeah, that's real good. Okay. So we don't mind taking a little bit of damage here because we're going to get it back. We're back up to 17, which is pretty big. So the only thing that really gets our opponent out of this is a Winota and then some good hits off top. And that just kills us, but that's a lot of luck that they're going to have there. Okay, so we're definitely bringing in Devout Decree. We're definitely bringing in Baneslayer. Cry the Carnarium is for this matchup. It is really good. Gotta get rid of the D-Spark, get rid of the Tyrant Scorn. Gonna get rid of... So the Kaya is both good and bad, but we're gonna get rid of the Kaya for this one. It's too slow right now. The Absorbs, and then we're also gonna get rid of there. And we want to trim one other thing that's gonna make us a little bit slower. Actually, let's go ahead and bring that back in and get rid of these two guys. Early interaction is so important against Winota. Because if you can disrupt their game plan of what they're doing, trying to go wide, if you don't let them go wide, then you see exactly what happened there. Purple Monkey Dishwasher. Good old Purple Monkey Dishwasher. Waiting. There we go. Alright, this hand is not wonderful, so I think we're going to pitch it. We do have... General block's okay. The Elspeth is only good after the fact. The Temple does help us get out of it, though. This hand is iffy, but we're going to try and keep it. It could be worse. A lot of times I'll keep the hand unless it's just strictly going to be meaning we die right away. Temple on 1 is a good sign for us. We don't want him playing anything on turn 1 or possibly turn 2, but that cannot be guaranteed. Alright, Purple Monkey Dishwasher, what you got for us? Kite Self Rebooter. Oh no, the boot. It's going to take that Dire Tactics. Haha, but you never saw that coming. Okay, so he has one more mana. These are some annoying cards. So we do have an answer to the Bosri's Lieutenant. That's really nice. The Woe Strider... I think the Woe Strider just causes us more problems. I know he doesn't want to discard or destroy the other stuff. Yeah, we're going to take the Woe Strider. Devout Decree is fine right there. That gets us back our Dire. Thankfully, he doesn't have the Winota in hand just yet. So end step, he's going to be playing Rally. So I think that means we need to play the General. We're going to go get our car insurance. We're going to tell him no. I'm pretty sure he's saying go, but it sounds a lot better when he's saying no. Somehow these aren't humans, they're just soldiers, which is annoying as hell. Really good thing is Devout Decree is going to exile it. So let's lead off on Hero. We do have an Elspeth Conquers Death for it next turn too, which also gets around the annoyingness of the other dude. I'm gonna get Scry off this. Ooh, Cry of the Carnarium is kind of perfect. Gonna be taking 3 from this Bosri's. This card is... I'm surprised how good this card is. I was not thinking it was gonna be good when I was seeing the spoilers. Probably playing that out and beginning to jink off of the hand. No, I'm just playing that out. Okay. Well, that's vaguely annoying. Do we just take 8? Huh. As much as I hate to say it, I think we just take 8. So if we take 8, we Dire Tactics, we get a second dude, we can kill... No, we can't kill that. I want to play the Elspeth Conquers Death, but I can't. We need to get rid of this Judith as part of the problem. Oh man, this feels bad to be throwing this hero in front of that, but I think we have to. Oh wow, he threw it to the face. Okay, that's pretty good for us. So we can Cry, and then Dire Tactics? Sure. And then next turn we get to follow up. So that turn actually worked out fairly well for us. Especially since he has no follow-up. Alright, ladies and gents, this is how you come back against Jingatha, or against Winota. Looks like we have time for probably one more match here, so we're going to run it back again. What even is this hand? Okay, sure, we'll keep it. Wonder what we were playing against this time. When in doubt, lead off with the Hallowed Fountain. Not a lot of decks outside of Control are playing Hallowed Fountain right now, so we're going to make him think that we're playing that. So we're going to be like, no. This ain't no Control deck. Some jank Esper Hero deck. Main deck's Swift Response. Okay, somebody really doesn't like playing against mono red is what that tells me. It's kind of hilarious. Not great for us, but oh, they're desperate for land. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be a trap, but we're gonna play into it anyway. That's fine. This is gonna feel super bad when they follow up next turn with Shatter. Hopefully they don't have a land for it, though. If they don't have a land, I'm gonna be super happy. They're pausing like they don't have it. So this thought erasure we just drew is going to be money if that's the case. Oh, nope, they found it. Elspeth, okay.
Neither monster nor god. Heroes, rally to me.
Elspeth is probably not what you're looking for. Okay, so what is going to be the biggest threat out of these? Definitely not the Ashiok. Can't cast the Mass Manip. The Riddle form, not so much. It's one of these two. We are probably going to be getting rid of this Narset, I would say. D-Spark is just fine right there. So I'm going to kill this Elspeth while I can. See if he wants to double block here. I doubt it. He'll probably block and block as opposed to... But he could be throwing them both. Yep, okay.
Nightmares torment me still.
I agree, Elspeth. They are pretty tormenting. So this D-Spark's going to be pretty good because he's most likely playing out this Teferi. And it's a very clean answer.
This isn't my first time being the hero.
Not your first time, not your last. Just go ahead and boop him. Okay. It's respectable. He decided he wanted to save a little bit of damage there. Elspeth Conquers Death is real good. So he is 1 mana away from being able to mass manipulate something, which is annoying. But that's okay, we can dire tactics it. So I have a feeling he is going to mass manipulate something here. Could play out the Elspeth again. On the plus side, because he phased the Kudra out, he can't take it. He can only take the Elite Guard Mage.
Alas.
But yeah, we're getting the Elspeth again.
The tragedy of my... I am proud of my comrades.
He's just trying to stall as much as possible. So we're going to go ahead and actually do this so we can go phase.
How long must this
Nice thing is we are still going to have this dire tactics up. So now he is going to be forced to mass manipulate something, I am guessing. A Deafening Clarion would be really annoying here. Or we have another Narset. Okay. A
Humble
Narset
your
into a
mind.
Clarion?
There is always more to learn. Breathe in. Exhale.
Beg for your life.
So the
It
Ashiok
makes
is a little
your
bit annoying.
night. You
Oh.
elect.
himself. Okay, so we can dire tactics away this blocker, or we can just wait for a moment here. Yeah, I think we are good. Holding off for a sec. We do have to hit this Narset. Yeah, no, we're gonna actually have to kill this Narset here. Kill this Narset, we're gonna be making another 1-1.
I misjudged our communication.
We're gonna hold on to this card just to make him think we have something. Yeah, the Ashiok getting rid of things is a little bit annoying. I was hoping to have that hero back out on the board, but we're gonna have to deal without it. Ooh, there's the Shatter. Okay. Now it's an uphill battle. We do get this Elite Guard Mage back, though, which is really nice.
Behold.
No, we don't. Just kidding. Ooh, that is a huge game right there. Let's go ahead and just go face. This pretty much says find an answer or die. He might have to mass manipulate the token. Where has the sound or the music gone? That is real weird. That's real odd. As the music comes fading back in. Wonder if that's a server thing or a client bug. Not entirely certain. The other Shatter going away was really nice, so at least 2 of those have gone. This is desperation play right here. Not sure that Ashiok actually does anything there. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, we got to take game 1. So we're bringing in our anti-control package here. D-Spark is pretty good. Kaya's Rat's not going to do much. Unmoored Ego is going to be going. Alright, what do we need to get rid of? So Dire Tactics is not great in this one. Eliminate is only okay. He is playing plenty of 3-drop Planeswalkers, but I'm not going to worry about him too much. Kaya. Does he have really a way of dealing with Kaya besides mass manips? Not really. Do I leave in a Kaya over an Oath? Yeah, let's leave in a Kaya over an Oath. Just because if left alone, he could have some issues with it. Yeah, I might be having to do a bug report or something because it's really weird having the music go out like this. We shall see. Wizards, your client is broken, as per the usual. Ooh, this hand is not wonderful, but we're going to go ahead and keep it. It has some answers to the early stuff. We are just lacking in threats. Okay, there's a threat, but it's going to be a while before that's online. Baneslayer's not really great in this kind of matchup, but I'm just bringing it in to have another body. Because sometimes you just get desperate to have bodies. No counterspell. Okay. Scorching's not going to do a ton. I think we need to keep the opponent off the Narset. Yeah. Ashiok is just fine. So I think in this case, instead of playing out the general and giving him a target, we're just going to go ahead and hold up the absorb here, or the despark if we need to. I'm not going to fight over this. It's tempting to, but it doesn't really get us anywhere. Now, if he tries to play something this turn, we are going to fight over it. We are most likely, if it's a planeswalker, going to let him hit the table, then despark. Ooh, that sucked. Let hit the table. Oh, and he didn't. Okay. So now we have to start making decisions. There's a very good chance that he has a counterspell in hand. So we're just going to keep being slow and steady here. This does suck because he's going to be able to Ashiok that away. Probably should put that on the bottom, honestly. That incentivizes him to Ashiok. Ouch, those were some really good hits. Okay, now we're gonna have to start forcing him to use his things. Canisters can go. See if he wants to cast it. Nope, he's gonna cast Scorching Dragonfire. That's fine because we're just gonna follow it up with another General Kudra. So we are gonna leave ourselves open to them landing a Planeswalker, but that's fine because we're then gonna despark it. So they are definitely fine playing this game too. So I think in the long run, being the control deck, they do win the stalling game. So we leave it opening here, see what happens. We should be okay though. So we can either follow up with the Ashiok, a Baneslayer, a Despark, Fairy Master of Time.
All right. Who's ready for a good time?
So if we draw a land, we're actually going to Despark into the Ashiok.
Behold.
Or correction, Ashiok into the Despark. Because if he has... We didn't draw land, okay. So now we need to decide here what we're doing. Play the Kayas, get rid of the Elspeth. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So we're getting rid of the Teferi first.
Must have missed something.
Nice thing is he doesn't have a ton of cards in hand.
This will be child's play.
Any actual threats here? We getting rid of that. Getting rid of Shark Titan for the hell of it.
You better watch your
I have
back
not
from
given
here
up
on
the
out.
fight.
This will force his Shark to attack the Kaya, most likely. If we'd had one more land, though, that would have been a much better turn. We would have much rather dropped the Ashiok there. Oh, he's not attacking the Kaya. Okay.
Am I dematerializing? Huh.
So I think we're going to lead off on the Baneslayer here. Not really feeling good about my choices regardless of what happens.
side, I am always ready. Let me synthesize the facts.
Okay, so I need to draw another land here so I can have this absorb up. That is not a land. Well, at least we can play that into that. Go ahead and get rid of 2 threats. Not that I see any way of recurring.
I had guild business to attend to anyway.
Can I counterspell that? Not going to counterspell that. Okay. So, I think what we do is we play it safe here. We can castle at end step. We can absorb something on their turn, hopefully. We do unfortunately have to take care of this Royal Silence pretty quickly. Alright, so here's hoping he doesn't have a Mystical Dispute in hand. But he does have something. Ooh, Thought Erasure is actually really good here. Thought Erasure is about the best card we could have asked for. Gonna counterspell? I'm gonna counterspell. Because if we can then follow up with an Ashiok, that is real big. Thassa's Intervention. Okay, so unless they pay 5... Am I okay paying 5? No. I guess it wasn't. Unless 5. So this is pretty good. This is really pretty good.
Pounding heart, racing mind, surrender them
So tired.
to me. Recoil to the recess of your mind.
Okay, Ashiok.
I've lost my
Getting a little bit creepy there.
I'll
Oh,
be back. You won.
I missed the...
This time.
Yep. That was my bad. Play mistake! Okay, them drawing a land is pretty good. Oh, I wonder if they have a giant... No, never mind. Forgot they were playing that from the first game.
Your loss is my gain.
Totally forgot they were playing that. Okay. So, let's go ahead and run it back here. We actually do want to bring in the Eliminates because of these Ashioks. Because they've been annoying. Gonna get rid of the Kaya. Gonna get rid of Tyrant Scorn. Yep, that was my bad. That was entirely my bad. That owl is still fluttering around. The music is gone, but the owl is still there. Alright, this is going to be the final game of the stream here. Depending on how this match goes. It's either a positive or we're just going to be going even for the day. We're on the play, so that's really helpful. This is not a great hand. But it does have an Unmarred Ego quick. Ugh. What really kills us out of that deck? Well, literally the Mass Manip, but we're gonna keep it. It's not a wonderful hand, but we'll see where it leads us. We're not even going to attempt to Unmoored Ego yet. We want to give it a hot sec. Shark for no value means he's having land problem again. Okay, now we need to think of what we've seen. We've been able to fight through most of his things. That late game mass manip actually is an issue. So we're gonna go ahead and take those. Had one in hand. There's Clarion there. Elspeth Conquers Death. Elspeth Conquers Death is also probably something we should have called. We didn't see it happen, though. Does he only have one in there? And it's in his hand? Okay. What else we got working with here? Yeah, if we'd actually seen the Elspeths the first two games, we probably would have called that.
And horror are the ingredients of perfect.
Yeah, chat,
Your
Ashiok.
final terror.
My final terror, your final terror, everyone's final terror. Not really what I want to be using that on, but... So the thing that terrifies me that he's going to be doing is landing this Shark Typhoon. I don't really want to play the Baneslayer out right into the Elspeth Conquers Death because that just gives him that Narset or that Muyen Ling later. Okay, he's taking his turn for that. I think I'm okay with this. He's looking for land because he wants to get that Shark Typhoon going. We're going to keep this Elspeth Conquers Death because it gets around... JK. I keep forgetting the Ashok's there because I'm a good player like that. That was my bad entirely. Yeah, we are probably way too far behind in this game. So he's going to jam a Shark Typhoon, most likely. He doesn't know that we don't have a counterspell, but he's pretty far ahead that it's pretty safe to play it. Or a Shark.
What know you of dragons?
It's an interesting deck that they're playing. The Ashiok's main board are actually pretty darn good, especially against all the Uro shenanigans. I might have to give something similar a try.
Magnificent!
Okay, this time we're gonna wait on the Castle Vantris. There we go. Okay, I thought Erasure kind of pulls us out of this a little bit. But not much. So, we start with that. See what kind of counterspell he has for us. Okay, thankfully there's no counterspell. There's a Mythos also. You're not going to do enough. So unfortunately this does just get killed by that Mythos. But we have to force him into it eventually anyway. I still, while I'm tapped out, would play the Shark Typhoon. Just because it gets you so far ahead. But he's going to swing in for 12 here. So that's not bad either, let's be honest.
I will call the dragons.
Did you guys know that Ashiok is a dragon?
This curse your wretched presence.
Well, that is going to be the game. Let's say good game here to our opponent. Who will take the L? Haha, I'll take a Shark Typhoon. That'll get the concession there. So, unfortunately, that is going to do it for us for the day. just in case you liked what you saw today, feel free to hit that follow, hit that subscribe. You can find me over at MinTG2020 over on Twitch, on YouTube, for on Twitter. Also, I like to give a shout out to Epic Gaming PDX, a card and event space in Portland, Oregon, just south of downtown Portland. We do a little bit of everything from Magic to Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh to Final Fantasy TCG. We're hosting online Final Fantasy TCG tournaments on Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. You can hit up Epic Gaming PDX to find out that information, to get in the Discord, to get on those OCTGN tournaments if you want to join out. Otherwise, there is also Super Smash Bros. Melee Net Play on Sundays, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, that is going to do it for us. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Ooh.